Hi everyone, I've recently started streaming on Twitch. You can find my username in the description. I thought it would be a great idea to kind of create a video journey of my experience, documenting the wins, the highs, the lows, the struggles, and everything I've done and learned as I've got on my journey. I also thought it'd be really good to share this with other people and get other people's feedbacks. I'm not coming at this as a high-end creator or someone who's very experienced in the industry. I'm starting this from scratch with little to no knowledge. Everything I've learned through other people's advice or watching YouTube videos like this. That being said, I had a lot of help in the early days. My sister, Cheska, has been a streamer for 6 years now. She donated some equipment, including my starting PC. It was a hand-me-down for her old PC. And trust me, it was a budget one. I'm not using any high-end equipment. Everything I've got is either a hand-me-down or something I've bought fairly cheaply. You don't need to be rich. You don't need to have a massive setup to start. All you need to do is have something you want to give to people and want to share it. Another person who's helped me greatly is Snooze Button UK. Someone who I can bounce ideas off and give you an honest opinion on things like my overlays. Starting your streaming journey is a very daunting thing. There's lots of things to consider and there's lots of things you can do wrong. I must admit, I was very scared when I started. The first thing I decided to do was pick a game. I picked Monster Hunter Rise. The main reason being, I've been playing Monster Hunter since I was about 10 years old, and I know the series very, very well. I hadn't played that much of Rise, so a lot of the Sunbreak content was still going to be new to me. But I know enough that I can talk about it if I was to have some streams with 1 or 2 people viewing, or even less. The next thing I decided on was what type of content creator I wanted to be. I decided I wanted to make a community more than a content channel. Being a Monster Hunter fan, it's all about community, hunting with others, and having a place where everyone can come together. One thing I recommend is make your Discord server right off the bat. Don't mess around, don't wait, don't say, oh, I'll get to that another day. Trust me, there's so much to consider, there's so much to change and edit on a regular basis. You're going to want to make sure you've got everything ready. But that said, don't delay actually streaming. The biggest thing that most content creators and streamers struggle with is pressing the play button. Best advice I can give is just press play. There's nothing better than that feeling of your first stream. It wasn't very successful, I didn't have lots of viewers, I didn't blow up and go viral, but I came out of it feeling very satisfied and a lot more relaxed about the process. I've been very lucky to have a lot of this equipment donated to me by my friends and family, and I haven't had to pay out for much. But I will run you through what I currently using on my setup. Here's a picture of what my setup looks like. Obviously, you can see I'm in a corner of the house in the dining room. I don't have an office. I don't have anything luxurious. I've set myself up in a little corner, and this is where we're making everything happen. My PC specs are in the description below. There's plenty of upgrades I plan to do to the PC, if not replace it entirely. But I wanted to see how things went before I did. I didn't want to spend £2,000 on a lovely new PC to find I get 3 months into the endeavor and I don't want to do it anymore. Don't wait for the right equipment. Don't wait for the right thing. Just start streaming. For the rest of my equipment, this is what I am currently using. So for streaming software, I currently use OBS Studio. The main reason I went for OBS, honestly, is because it gives you a ridiculous amount of control once you start learning it. It's free, which is obviously a massive bonus when you're first starting streaming because costs add up very quickly with equipment, software, lighting, overlays, and everything else that comes along with being a streamer. But the thing I've liked most about OBS is how customizable it is. I can build my own scenes, add alerts, sound bites, overlays, Discord integrations, and basically tweak everything exactly how I want it to be. I'm definitely still learning it. There is a lot of trial and error. Audio especially really broke me a few times. I lost everything and was standing there looking like an idiot. But we got there in the end. We figured out the glitches, we figured out the bugs. Some of them I still don't really understand how I fixed. The best thing about OBS, because it's really popular and lots of people use it, there's lots of great support and tutorial videos out there. All you have to do is jump on YouTube and have a little look. I'm currently using a Ugreen 2K webcam for my camera setup. I wanted something that looked clean on stream without immediately spending hundreds of pounds on a DSLR setup. And honestly, For the price, it is really solid. It's simple to set up, works nicely in OBS, and gives me a much clearer image than I expected starting out. I'm still learning lighting and camera settings, but even with a fairly budget-friendly setup, you can get something that looks genuinely decent. I think a lot of new streamers assume that you instantly need expensive gear straight away, but lighting and positioning honestly matter just as much as the camera itself. So for audio monitoring and gaming, I'm using a SteelSeries Arctic Nova 4 headset. These were actually gifted to me, which I am massively grateful for. One thing I've learnt very quickly with streaming is good audio matters way more than people realise. When I first started, I was using a microphone from the SteelSeries Arctics, and I genuinely thought it was really good. Until I upgraded my microphone, then I instantly saw just how much of a difference it makes. And because I'm streaming a lot of Monster Hunter multiplayer, it's really important to be able to hear all the communications the teammates are saying. So after upgrading, I decided to use a Fifine USB mic. This early upgrade was because I wanted something affordable but still capable of sounding professional with a bit of tweaking. And honestly, once I started learning filters in OBS, things like noise suppression, compression and EQ, the audio quality improved massively. I think microphones are one of the best examples of where setup matters just as much as the price does. You can make a reasonably affordable mic sound really good if you position it properly and spend time learning your audio settings, something that I'm learning and tweaking every day. There's still loads I want to improve long term, but this has been a really solid starting point. Here's some examples of the quality of mic from before where I was using the headset to where I'm currently using my Fifine.
Oh!
That was amazing. That was genuinely amazing.
Yeah, that was a KO. That was beautiful. If someone's watching, clip that for me. Exclamation mark clip. For console streaming, I'm using the Elgato HD60S capture card. This is what lets me bring gameplay from the PlayStation into OBS so I can stream and record wilds properly. Setting this up definitely tested my patience at first. I had black screen issues, audio routing problems, monitor issues, pretty much every beginner problem possible, all at the time I was about to start streaming. But once I finally got it working properly, I could completely change the quality of the streams. It means I can play on console while still having full overlays, alerts, camera scenes, sound bites, Discord integration, basically everything running through the PC. And honestly, getting the first proper stream setup working felt like a massive milestone. So here's the part where it gets interesting. I thought I would be completely honest, completely open, and show everything that I'm doing to help generate followers and views for my channel. I thought it would be interesting to show the actual stats instead of pretending everything initially explodes. Trust me, even with help from other communities, I have had to work hard for every view, as you will see as we dive deeper into the analytics. This is me on Twitch, Fully's Tavern. As you can see, I'm ranked 158,000 out of about 2.5 million people. So considering I've been doing it a little over 2 months, I'm doing okay. So for those who are interested, Twitch Tracker is a really good website, completely free to use, in which you can track all your favorite content creators and view all the information about their streams and their statistics. So if I change my stats to all time, as you can see, I have 79 followers currently. I've streamed for 130 hours in total, and I've got an average of 8 viewers, which is, in fairness, really, really good going, considering where I expected to be when I first started the journey. If we go to my streams tab, we'll scroll down and we can view the journey live. So I first streamed on the 9th of March to 11 people, 11 average people, and a max of 12 at one time. So the stats from the first 5 to 6 streams are a little bit inflated thanks to the support from Cheska's community. They were absolutely fantastic early days when it came to getting me viewers and helping me achieve the affiliate milestone, something which I did in ridiculous timing thanks to Cheska and our community. As the streams went on, you can see I got a bit more confident. I started doing it for the time went up from 1.5 hours, 2 hours to 4.5 hours. That's because I felt I was becoming more comfortable talking on camera, more comfortable talking on stream, and more comfortable in my own skin, sat there playing a computer game. Also, you can see where Cheska's communities start to drop off a little bit. Now, don't get me wrong, some are still around to this day. Some have decided the stream is worth coming to watch, and they pop in every single time I come online. But as with these things, you will get some sort of drop off, and you can see I dropped from 9-10 average viewers down to 6 average viewers a session. So this is where I'm starting to really create my own community. It's really important in these moments to not get discouraged. Don't become despondent just because you've had a flux and you've taken a small dip in viewers. It's really important to stay positive, because it's really easy, and not so much here, but later on as we go through, you'll see where I hit a little bit of a dip and took a little bit of a knock to my confidence. It's something every Twitch streamer is going to have to deal with at some point. So as we go through, you can see the community starts to grow. I'm getting semi-regular followers. I got 3 on the 3rd of April. That was a good stream. That was probably down to the length of time. Obviously, I did a 5-hour stream that day, so a lot more time for people to pop in and see what they liked. I also found that I had to play with Twitch ad settings, because what I didn't realize is you can change it from pre-roll, which means as soon as they click on your name, you'll get put into what viewers call ad jail, where as soon as click on your name, they'll be thrust into between 30 seconds to 3 minutes worth of ads. This obviously can cause a lot of people to just click off. But if you change it to mid-roll, you can pick times throughout the stream. I recommend doing some right at the beginning. The more you show early on, the greater the time between ad breaks. If we go down to the first page, as you can see, it continues to grow. I don't get followers every stream, but I do get a consistent amount every week. I tend to get 3 to 5 new followers, which I've been doing consistently since the initial surge. Now you can see at the top, there is a dip to an average of 4 viewers. This is because I decided to stream a new game in Monster Hunter Wilds. So earlier on, I talked about the importance of picking the right game. Monster Hunter Wilds is the most popular in the Monster Hunter series, and thus it has a very large number of people trying to stream on a daily basis. One thing you'll find there is you will become saturated amongst the low viewers, and once you're there, it's really hard to get out of there. The biggest recommendation I can make is really pay attention to your title. You want to make sure that that title is going to grab. A lot of people put chilled session or quest clearing. These aren't going to make people want to click on your stream. You need to make sure you put something that's going to make people want to go, oh, this looks interesting. So you can see a big difference between Can I Survive High Level Farming and Rising Tuesday. So Rising Tuesday got me 6 average viewers, and Can I Survive High Level Farming has got me 11 average viewers, and that is directly related to the title you give your stream. In the next stream, I will show how I use social media to help grow my channel. For those of you expecting to start streaming, you press play and suddenly that money starts streaming in. That's not how it's going to work, unfortunately. Here's a little insight into how I performed over the last couple of months. As you can see, this is my revenue generation for the period of 17th of March to the 15th of April. So this is the typical time frame for Twitch to operate monthly. So April 16th to May 15th, I generated an income of $28.81. Again, holding a subscription average of 10. So that's 2 months work. As you can see, I'm not going to be able to quit my job and stream full time, but it's definitely a small amount to which I can upgrade my setup with. But as for long-term goals, you just have to accept you're going to have to work really hard to grow. So as I said before, the plan is to turn this into a mini series every couple of weeks documenting my journey. I will share what works, where I fail, content ideas, and hopefully some genuine progress over time. So if you're planning to start streaming or just thinking about it, hopefully this helps. If you've got any advice, questions, or anything you want to see in future videos, let me know in the comments. And if you're interested in the live side of this journey, you can find me on Twitch under Fuller's Tavern.